My voice trembled as I read the message, the words slicing through me like glass. We need $20,000 by tonight for Mia's fashion show launch. You're the only one we can count on, Ryan. My son Noah was still shaking from chemo, his little hands clutching his stuffed dolphin. And not one of them, not my parents, not my sister, had even called to ask how he was doing. Not once. For years, I'd been the one they leaned on. The dependable brother. The fixer. The man who never said no. But this time I saw my family for what they really were. Takers. And I was done being taken from second. I'm Ryan Collins, 37, a single dad and data analyst in Portland, Oregon. My world revolves around my 7-year-old son, Noah, whose laugh can still light up a hospital room. I've always been the planner, the saver, the steady one. I grew up in a small home in Eugene with my parents, Linda and Tom, and my younger sister, Mia. From day one, I knew my role. I was the helper, the responsible one, the shadow behind Mia's spotlight. Family photos tell the story perfectly. Mia with trophies, ribbons, and proud smiles all around. And me, somewhere off to the side, holding her coat or fixing a flat tire at 14. I was working part-time at a grocery store, not because we were broke, but because Mom said, "Ryan, you're practical. You'll manage." And I did. I worked my way through college, studying statistics while pulling night shifts in a warehouse. I built a life for Noah and me, small apartment, emergency fund, and enough savings to give him a future. Every dollar counted. Every dream measured, but my family. They treated my bank account like their personal piggy bank. Last month, as Noah and I were lining up his toy cars on the floor, he asked quietly, "Dad, why don't Grandma and Grandpa ever come see me?" I smiled and said something about them being busy. But it stung. Later that night, I found a drawing on his desk, a tiny boat in a storm. Just him and me. 3 weeks ago, Noah collapsed at school. Fever, weakness, the works. The doctor's voice was calm, but it felt like a hammer. His leukemia is back. I called my family. Mom said, "Oh, honey, today's tough. Your dad's golfing and I have my book club. He'll be okay though, right?" Dad didn't pick up. Mia's phone went straight to voicemail. I sat alone in that sterile hospital room, gripping a cold cup of coffee while other families prayed together. I had no one but my boy. 4 days later, still in the hospital, the text came. "We need $20,000 for Mia's show. Big opportunity. Please help." No mention of Noah. Not one word. Then the flood started. Calls, messages. "Dad, don't be selfish, Ryan. Family helps family." "Mom, this is Mia's big break. Don't ruin it." "Mia, bro, I know you'll come through. You always do." I wanted to scream. I was paying off medical bills, skipping meals, and they wanted 20 grand for a party, so I said no. I can't. Noah's treatment comes first. Minutes later, Dad called again, his voice sharp. "Don't be greedy." That word broke me. Greedy. They had no idea the nights I'd spent in hospital chairs, the savings I'd drained for chemo, the sleepless panic. And they called me greedy. Later that night, I checked our shared family emergency fund, something I'd started years ago. It was supposed to hold $10,000 for true emergencies. The balance, by dozens of withdrawals, each one labeled Mia's venue, Mia's outfits, Mia's PR team. They were draining it while Noah fought for his life. That's when I snapped. I froze the account, moved the remaining funds into a trust under Noah's name, and texted Mia. "You've already taken enough. Not anymore." Within minutes, the phone lit up. Mom sobbing, Dad yelling, Mia furious. "You're jealous because I finally made it." I ignored them all. 3 days later, they demanded a family meeting. I left Noah with my kind neighbor, Mrs. Rojas, and drove to their house. The home I grew up in now felt like a stranger's place. Mia sat on the couch, her fiancé Ethan beside her. My parents stood like a jury. I laid out the evidence, every transaction, every message, every dollar I'd given them over the years. $155,000, I said. That's what I poured into this family. And when Noah got sick, you didn't even visit. You stole from us while he was in chemo. Ethan turned to Mia, stunned. You took his money, she stammered. It was just temporary, Mom cut in, voice sharp. That's not the point, Ryan. Families stick together. Ethan stood. No, Linda. The point is, you let him suffer alone while you played pretend. I'm done. He walked out, slamming the door. The silence afterward was deafening. I looked at them one last time. This stops now. Noah and I are done being your safety net. Then I walked out, and for the first time in my life, I felt free. 3 months later, Noah's hair is growing back. His laughter fills our apartment. Mrs. Rojas brings tamales every Sunday. Friends visit. Real friends, my phone stays quiet. No texts from Mom, no calls from Mia. Just peace. And that's enough. If you've ever had to walk away from family to protect your peace, tell me in the comments what gave you the courage. And remember, your worth isn't measured by what you give. It's measured by what you endure.